Alright, let's fire it up.
Oh, I got it.
Got music? Got sounds? Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting session of Too Many Warlocks. I, as always, am your benevolent Dungeon Master, Puck, and I am joined today by a couple of warlocks. One might say even too many warlocks, but there are four of them, and in no short order, they are the always fiery swords person, Kithri Tealeaf, halfling warlock extraordinaire. Also joining me today is Richard Bennett, wooden warlock extraordinaire and servant of the mighty Titania. Again, joining me is Penn, always studious with his lovable companion Handy. And also joining us today with his glorious mustache is Guy Becomes. When last we left our heroes, they had just come off of a rollicking adventure in the realm of Spring, where they acquired flaming horses, a flaming horse, and a good time was had by all. They saved Easter, so I mean that's something to put on the resume. And returned to the keep, only to find a group of people standing guard at the mage tower, trying to ensure that it is not, or the creatures within are not let loose to besiege the land, when their new steed transferred them to a realm most unfamiliar to them. And we join them now in progress. So now that you guys have been launched into the astral plane, you're seeing this astral version of the keep. So everything is familiar, but at the same time, it's not. You see many of the same things. The layout is all the same, but everything kind of just doesn't quite match the way you're used to seeing it. It's like everything's kind of fuzzy and foggy. The people that you know are there and that you knew were there before you transferred to this realm are almost spectral, like you could pass through them. And there are other people moving around that appear more real, but you've never seen them before in all the time that you've been at the keep. And there are a bunch of them kind of milling about and going about their business on the grounds.
And you had said they were dressed like adventurers, right?
Yes, of all sorts, of all race, manner, and color. There is what appears to be a dragonborn paladin running around. There is a couple. There are some gnomes, some dwarves and halflings, some humans and elves, of all sorts.
And then are the same buildings in disrepair here as are in disrepair in the prime material, or is it
same
is
buildings
that different?
Same buildings are in disrepair.
Okay. Just checking to see if we'd moved in time.
Oh, no. Everything is the same, and you can still see the people. And your spirit horse, your new nightmare horse, Bella.
Lady Bella.
Lady Bella. Lady Bella / Veronica, as she will forever be known, is just kind of like kicking her hooves.
I guess I'm gonna. The horse can understand when you speak, but can only speak if you can hear its mind. Correct? Was that what we?
Unless you. Well, no, the horse can't speak at all.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be silly. Horses don't talk.
I guess I'm just gonna.
What do you think? This is some kind of fantasy world with talking horses, sir? Absurd. But continue.
Talking dragonborn paladin.
I'm gonna ask the horse why we're here, like what plane we're on, just like why. Where are we? What is this?
We are back at your keep. I sensed something in the astral plane here, so I shifted everyone.
Okay.
We can shift back if you like.
Maybe not just yet, and then I guess I'll relay what Kithri and I assumably only heard to the other two. So I guess this is where we are. This is still the keep. It's just this is not. Do some people look like the same amount of I don't know the word for it, real or physical as we do? Like I know that some people look.
Yes, the other people you've never seen before, anybody who feels unfamiliar to you looks about as real as you do. And in fact, as you look around at your party members, everybody looks a little different.
Can I inquire as to what Richard looks like?
Yeah.
Absolutely, you can. Richard has these floating ethereal eyeballs just constantly around him. And they're linked to these green ethereal chains that lead down to his book.
Did you mean pen?
Pen,
Yeah,
sorry,
I think
pen.
you mean, yeah.
I was
Okay.
like, what?
Did I say Richard at the beginning?
Very confused.
Yes.
Damn, now we got a necrotic tree.
So that's what Pen looks like right now. Richard, you look more or less like yourself, but a more verdant version of yourself. Like you're like a walking rainforest, and there's these like little sprites that are constantly flying around you. Guy, when you guys look at Guy, you can see the image of Guy as you know and understand him. But you can also see this kind of shadow of Guy's true form within that. And Kithri, her bright red hair is flowing with flames. And she has this flaming radiance around her, and there are small circles of burning flames above her eyes.
Well, this is new.
You guys all look a bit different.
You should see you.
That's so odd. So, like, can we see our own?
Yeah,
like, if I look up, do I just see
now that you notice you see these eyes floating around you, and if you look up, they look down at you. But when they're not looking at you, they're just inquisitively looking around, taking in everything around them.
Ah. Well,
Are the sprites whispering anything to Richard?
No, they're gingerly and gently tending the forest that is Richard.
Wow.
So they're
Okay.
just moving about you constantly and just taking care of you, pruning leaves and just like.
This is very distracting. So Guy just turns away, and I reach out and try and you said it was one of these real-looking people walking past.
Yeah.
Hello, excuse me. Can I ask you a question or two?
You tap the shoulder of what appears to be a human man. And he turns around and he has a monocle. His gray hair is pulled back into a tight ponytail at the back of his head. And he turns around and he says, "Hello. Ah, you must be the new administration."
Indeed, we are in charge of the spaces between.
Ah, excellent. I'm glad somebody's been brought in to fill that role. I'm William.
William, do you have a title?
Oh, sorry, not William. Walter. William is the
We've
other.
already got the
I'm
William.
having a hard time with you guys. Walter. His name is Walter.
Walter, do you have a title?
I am the head butler for the Avalon Knights estate in Waterdeep. Or at least I was.
Before all this, and I pointed all the wreckage.
Oh no, this happened a little bit after that, but my untimely demise has led me here. I had checked the extended service box in my contract.
We hire dead people?
Well, no, you hire them when they're alive.
Oh, and then you sign a contract that says you have to keep working even after you are dead?
You can continue your service in the organization past death, if you wish.
And how do the dead take to this?
Well, it's a choice. Certainly not everyone takes it. But there's always work to be done in the ethereal plane.
Okay, I just want to make sure you're not hangry, but I have a real question. You guys having any trouble with your mage tower?
Oh yes, it's quite disturbing. There was a lot of blackness in there, but it appears Cookie took care of it.
Cookie was here?
Cookie and Calazar. Not here. Here where you are from. But we can see there from here. But you can't see here from there.
Of
No
course.
problem. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I take mushrooms sometimes too. I get it.
Do you all have a reliable communication network with the members on the prime material plane, or
Oh no, not for years.
do you just operate on your own system here? Is it like,
Well, I was stationed in the Waterdeep offices. It was more of a, sign-up area where you could enlist in classes to come and then arrange for transport to the main station. It's a beautiful estate. I tended it well, I dare say. But I am to understand that conversations between the ethereal and the prime material plane at the prime keep were handled by an entity known as MT1.
That's quite an evocative name.
Yeah.
do you have any supplementary information of this individual?
Well, I've never met him, but certainly since things have fallen into disrepair, it appears that they're MIA. I heard they used to reside in the Mage Tower.
But this person, he live here, or he live in the prime material, or he live in kind of both?
He could commune with the he could commune with the ethereal, but he lived in the prime material.
Ah,
And I see a very fine steed there. Allows you to traverse both.
yeah,
Yes,
we apparently
Veronica is
replaced
wonderful.
MT with the horse, eh?
There's
Well,
so
you guys got any question for him? He's the butler, eh?
So this gateway, has this always been here?
Oh yes, it's an entrance into the Mage Tower.
Huh.
A portion of it, anyways. The portion directly connected to the astral plane.
Richard is just as confused as he's ever been. I don't think anything is really sticking with him. He's just trying to understand the basics of basics at this point.
Richard, your arm is still slowly regrowing.
So, can we access physical things here that are in the other plane, or because we are not dead, or?
Go try to pick up that rock.
I guess Penn walks over and tries to pick up this rock.
You cannot. You're passing through it.
Ah, fair enough.
Not quite. It appears only things that cross over both.
Okay, so you guys got that under control, eh? This Mage Tower leakage?
Well, I was kind of hoping somebody would come along to look inside.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
We had most
There's
of
no
the-
chance we can do this tomorrow, can we?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't say it's necessarily urgent. Most of the team here are all veterans. They died in battle. Certainly they can handle the odd spectral threat that emerges.
Yes, but if they die in battle, how can we tell they're that good?
Well, it's usually quite gloriously. The bloody end, bodies everywhere.
How does that work on this plane?
Well, they're separated from their bodies now, but they can still do combat with ethereal things. Spiritual threats, geists, wraiths occasionally. That wraith was bad news. I'm glad Cookie took him away.
That's twice you mentioned that. Cookie, you saw him take the old Smokey out of here?
Yes, it was Maldavos Korthek Blackwind. He was once a very powerful wizard, but as wizards often do, as I'm sure I don't have to tell you, he
There's no wizard's ear.
went a little mad. Warlocks, I apologize. And developed quite a hunger for power, and he found a way to consume the essence of certain beings and combined his essence with that of a black shadow dragon.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, joy.
And a number of other things until he started calling himself a Wraith Lord.
Wraith Lord, that's quite a title, eh?
Yes.
I guess after hearing this and hearing what Guy said, because I don't think we've actually talked about it openly per se, but have you seen this individual before? Like anyone here? Like,
I haven't seen him personally, but I've heard the tales. A large portion of, people who even work right here died fighting this man. And he was trapped in an object and stored in the vaults in the Mage Tower. But it appears he's found a way out.
Thing was leaking, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Were there any other things trapped in the Mage Tower that you know of?
It doubles both as a vault and as a kind of prison for the most difficult to annihilate threats. If it can be killed, if it is killed, and if it cannot be killed, it is contained.
Oh, what the hell are we in charge of?
all
Feeling
right.
like we got the shit end of this stick.
Or the best end.
Well, once we clear this out, it's
Kind
going
of
to
a
be
matter of
okay.
perspective here.
All right. Ooh, this is a lot to take in. Well,
I apologize. I understand this is a lot to absorb.
I guess I'm going to turn to the others and be like, so we can stay here and do a little reconnaissance with the folks here, or we can go home, and I'm specifically going to look a little more at Richard's arm and be like, and like take a day just to recover from the last thing that happened and maybe try to, prepare for this next thing that's about to happen. Because I feel like we have to go in the Mage Tower at this point. I don't know about y'all, but
That does seem to be where the adventure is pointing us.
Well,
I'm your defender, and I can't defend for shit.
if you're wishing to go back and forth,
Unless you count limp vine slaps as defense.
ooh, that is nasty. If you're wishing to travel back and forth, perhaps you should take the astral chariot.
what?
Well,
I very much like the sound of that. Can we see this chariot there?
Oh,
I
so
too am of that mind.
he walks over to the cart house, and sitting within the ruins of the prime material plane cart house is this shimmering white pearlescent cart.
Why is it always white?
Oh, it
So
changes based on the realm it's in.
that's what I was going to ask. This goes from realm to realm like the pony outside, eh?
Yes, it does. The two will be an incredible match.
Oh, that's awesome. We're going to have to move the gargoyles, guys.
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
And I'm going to...
Veronica!
It's just like a, and then she comes over.
Wow.
Out of character, the members of Mom are going to be so angry. We have a much cooler cart.
You haven't even seen what it can do yet.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Okay, back in the game.
Does it
Richard
look...
is going to start trying to hook Veronica up to the cart after kind of tentatively explaining it to her in the way that he can. So what
Excellent.
we're going to do, see, is we're going to hook you up to this cart. That's the gist of it. Are you cool with this? Stop once for yes, twice for no.
Stop.
Cool. Someone help me with the ropes. I don't want to cut off my vine.
I'll give Richard a hand.
Okay.
Guess I'm going to ask Walter. So we just have free reign use of this.
Absolutely. If you are the caretakers of this. I didn't pay close attention to when your contracts were signed. That's private information, and as a good butler, I always maintain a safe distance.
Fair enough. Is there anyone else here we should converse with that might be of more, not to insult your place here, but someone who might be like more in charge other than us? Or are we...
Most of the management's contracts have expired, and those who are not expired are still currently living.
Fair enough. I'll have to make sure I check that box when I get back.
Just like extended service. Yes, please. I can't wait to see what's in store for me on this.
I thought it said extended warranty. I said, no,
Yes.
those are a ripoff.
You can never be too careful. Okay, so while you guys are doing this, I'm just going to throw a bunch of friggin' plot points at you guys. It's going to be my last session that I just had with the other guys, but you guys now. One of the sprites tending to Richard plucks an acorn from him and flies off and buries it in a section of the keep.
I hate to say it, but she just stole one of your nuts.
Damn it, am I
Not
going to be...
hate to say it.
Does this mean I'm going to be a father? Not ready for that kind of responsibility.
Almost immediately, this very large tree erupts and grows near the center of the keep. And
You could do that the whole time.
Yes.
Did you just grow a spare parts tree?
at the center of this tree is a gateway.
Oh.
Through the gateway walks Titania once more.
What does the tree look like?
It looks like a giant, verdant, kind of like willow tree.
Okay, and there's no chance that the leaves are actually fairy fire.
Not yet. But soon.
Ah, wonderful. My suggestions have been taken into account.
Oh no, look, things are happening. Things are at work. And she walks out and she says, "Hello, Warlocks."
And I'm immediately kneeling again.
And hello again, my loyal knight.
My lady.
I apologize for this showy entrance. But
I expect no less of you.
he knows me well. I decided that if my servant is going to have a place here, perhaps I should as well. And I don't want to alarm everyone, but there may be room for your patrons here as well, and not just as a courtesy, but as a necessity.
Richard doesn't have anything to say to this.
I don't know.
She's basically telling him, I'm moving in with you. Get used to it.
The patron next door.
And that all your moms are coming with me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Something has been brought to my attention
I'll get my room ready.
that is going to require a lot of power, a lot of energy, and no small amount of heroics.
I'm just gonna kind of fumble my words in here, just be like, you know, Kithri and I's patron, like you know them.
I don't know them by name, but their marks are all over you here.
You're not wrong.
And I
All
can
right.
identify their essence as something that will be of value to us in the fight to come.
What kind of fight that's coming?
Great difficulty. A threat that borders the astral and the prime material. And if it is allowed to grow further, all of the realms. But each one of you has a patron that embodies a portion of what makes life life.
Could not agree more, but you said you're going to bring them here?
Yes.
Have you ever had 2 chaos goddesses as roommates before?
she just visibly sighs. She's like, I have one chaos god who doesn't leave me alone. And I more or less handle him. But I know that your patrons, even with their chaotic nature, can understand when it is time to band together.
Oh yeah, don't tell anybody. They're actually really nice people. They're just a little bit crazy around the edges, eh?
I'm sure they're quite nice, and my patience is all fill up, and I will take care of it when they get here.
Okay, I leave it to you, for sure, yeah. Don't want to
So-
piss anybody off, okay.
I put it to you, Warlocks. If you want to join in this alliance, if you can bring your patrons to this place, I will assist in the negotiations, and we will have our best chance to survive.
Sounds good.
So I'm all about the survival bit.
We still don't know how to get ours, though. He just kind of watches everything I do, apparently.
I feel the time is near that these things will be revealed to the two of you. And once you find the thread, I'm certain that your curious nature, Mr. Wright, will lead you just where you need to go. And I'm sure your sense of adventure, Miss Tea Leaf, will lead you exactly where you need to go.
Thank you.
All right.
My servant, you have done so well for me. And though it may seem your portion of this task is complete, I have another job for you.
Whatever you wish, my lady.
This is technically 2 jobs, and they are very difficult tasks. I need you to be on your guard, because Oberon knows about you now. It's number 1.
Fuck.
Sorry.
Who?
Oberon is the king of the fairies, and Titania is the queen of the fairies.
She's her husband. They have an on-again, off-again thing.
It's a complicated relationship. Anyways, so he knows about you now. Do with that what you will. Puck told him, but then to make it up to me, I also got him to distract him. So
That little piece of shit.
yeah, he does that. He was punished severely, if it makes you feel better. But
It
anyways,
does not.
that's not the most difficult part of this task. The most difficult part of this task is I need you to save a drow.
Richard visibly flinches at this request. And then through gritted teeth, as you wish, my lady.
His name is Calazar.
Oh,
At this point, Richard's blade would come out, but at this point, because it's just still a vine, like a little twig
Just
pops
like a
out of his arm,
comes out.
just flips out of his vine that wraps around, and he just, what the fuck is this shit?
Calazar is soon to be in danger. And the reason I want you to rescue him is because he will be of value to you in the fight to come. I understand your feelings about drow. But Calazar is not like other drow. He burned an entire prison in the Underdark.
Some of this toothpick recedes a bit.
And, albeit inadvertently, led prisoners and slaves to the surface.
All right.
All right. I have a good feeling about this alliance. I choose to be optimistic about it, and I'm excited about the plan to come. Until then, if you need me, simply knock 3 times on the tree. And then she goes back inside. And like this door shuts on the tree.
Who?
Just staring off into space. Probably didn't hear any of that. My gaties are coming here. Holy shit, I better up my game. Oh.
Richard has a very tight smile. Kind of this is great. This is just great. Fuck, great.
I'm living my best life.
That's news, but we would have saved Calazar anyway, right? He's literally like he's he's not our cookie, but he's our person.
Calazar. He's our Calazar.
Yeah.
He's the old man who was out doing the job that we should rightfully be doing, eh?
Yes.
Richard is just growing thorns throughout this entire conversation.
Just more of them sprouting. And every time you grow a thorn, a sprite comes along and like hangs a flower on it.
Oh, so at this point, Richard is just covered in flowers. Nice.
Yeah, just all over the place.
It's blinding one side of his eye.
Well, that was, man. There's no slowing down today now, is there? I guess. Before anything else happens.
Yep, perhaps we should go back to our plane and then we can come back here.
Yeah.
I want to check one thing with Walter. I want to make sure time doesn't move different in each plane, right? So we go home, come back, it's 2 weeks later. That kind of screwed that plan, eh?
Is there any chance we would know that anyway? Or like any of us? I don't know.
I don't know. Roll an Arcana check. What do you know about these realms?
That's a good question. Boop. Yeah. Decent bit.
To the best of your knowledge, the ethereal plane runs alongside the prime material.
Yeah. I will relay that back to Guy and everyone else.
All right.
Okay, then wait a minute. Before we go, I got to see one thing. Mm-hmm. And I run over to the crab shack. I want to go see what my room looks like in the ethereal plane.
Ooh.
Well, I guess we would have followed anyway, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gee, uncovering plot points. I didn't expect that. All right. So, you go to the crab shack. The crab shack in the ethereal plane is in complete disrepair. It looks like it's slowly rotting and falling apart.
So it never got rebuilt here.
I don't think that's the issue.
There's no cookie here.
There's no cookie here. To confirm that, I run back to Walter.
Yep.
Is Cookie? He hang out with Spoonie and Tommy and.
I used to love it when Cookie would come to the estate. He would make the greatest meals.
When was the last time you saw him here?
Not here, but they're here.
No, here.
A few days ago before he left. I don't see him here. Although the crab shack is one of those entangled places.
Entangled?
Yes. It resides in both worlds. However, here, it shows more of its true face.
So there, it's all an illusion?
Not an illusion. There it appears, and truthfully it is. how Cookie wants it to be. It's connected to his being.
So if Cookie don't come back in our world, that crab shack look like this?
It very well could. This started happening a few weeks ago. It was the same as in your realm until a few weeks ago, and slowly it started to get worse and worse. Since he's left, it's gotten just downright terrible.
Either the place is connected to Cookie in a way that if he's not here, the place falls apart, or Cookie is dying.
Well, now at least we know why he's bleeding all the time, eh? Okay, we got to save Cookie too, eh? Not just Galazar, we got to save them both, eh?
Oh, truly, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I like my room too damn much to give that up, eh?
And Cookie. I enjoy Cookie.
If you look at Guy's face, you don't have to make an insight check. He was covering up.
No, he's
Scared shitless that they're going to lose Cookie.
I love that everyone loves this character so much. Okay.
I also love Calazar, for the record. I feel like it's a small club, but I'm in it, so.
Richard doesn't know how to feel about Calazar anymore.
Yeah, he just found out that Calazar is the thing that he hates most in all the realms.
Oh, he's got to save him. I love it.
Yeah. So, what are we gonna do?
We're going to return to the... I'm hoping that we return to the material realm. This is just my vote. Because I need to grow a new arm.
I have one or two more questions for Walter, but you guys go ahead, eh?
I guess we can go ahead and get in the cart.
Before we go, I want to pull out the Duelist Companion and look at my sword in the ethereal plane.
Duelist Companion is ignited with this bright flame as soon as you draw it out.
Cool.
Kind of want to know what my
Bright
pact weapon would look
orange
like.
red flame is just radiant.
Does it match the red of her hair? Like it
Yes,
looks
it
the same?
does.
Okay. Thank
Can't
you.
wait to bring Whisper and Handy here.
What? This is cool.
If I look like that, I don't think I would ever go back to the prime material. That's friggin' amazing. Eh?
Ooh.
Yeah, no, she's got like flaming eyebrows and like glowing ember hair.
Sorry, I clicked something. Didn't mean to click it.
Fire
it's okay.
elemental half.
You're packed to your sword.
All right. Well, that answers that. I'm set to head back whenever everybody else is.
All right.
Walter, I have a question. Penn kind of asked earlier, but he stumbled on his words a little bit. There's maybe some other people here with title, like you are Ed Butler. There is other people here with titles.
Oh, certainly. Cor Van Danimus was the paladin trainer. There's a couple other ones. I'm not good with names. Like I said, I was in the Waterdeep office.
I understand. I just wanted to get a basic idea. Eh?
But if you will be taking residence up here, I plan to resume my duties. Perhaps I can act as the butler in the ethereal here.
That would be greatly appreciated. Eh?
In fact, here. And he goes into his waistcoat and pulls out a pocket watch. And he says, if you all take this with you, whoever is holding it can see me in the prime material.
That's cool.
I think I know who wants to take it.
I think maybe
Everybody
this is for somebody a little more responsible than me. Eh?
Oh, whoever you like. If
I
you're
hold it
all
up.
touching it, if you're simply touching it, you can see me.
Penn,
I
do you
hold it
want
up.
to hold on to it?
I will gladly.
Here you are.
All right, I'm gonna take that. And does it just look like a regular
It
pocket
looks
watch?
like a regular pocket watch.
Cool. Is it just so we'll just be able to see you in the prime material plane using this? Would we be able to interact with you other than conversation, or is it just as simple
You'll be
as
able to
communication?
interact with me as you would if you were in the ethereal.
Cool.
Do we have to be here, like where you are, or if we are far away and we open the watch, you come there?
If you open the watch, I'll just keep track of you. Like a good butler, I won't interfere. I'll keep my distance, but I'll be close if you need me.
My apologies. I did not mean to question your professionalism. I should have shut up and assumed you know what you're doing. Eh?
Ah, thank you, sir.
I've had a rough day. I apologize.
All right. So I guess with that, I'm gonna bid Walter a thank you, and I'm gonna go check out because we haven't opened the I forgot the name of it, the new cart we have.
Yep.
I want to open that up and just see the interior while we're getting ready to go.
Okay, so if you open up the cart, the interior, it's like a semicircle couch and a semicircle couch. And in the center, there's a pedestal and there's a crystal ball on the pedestal.
I want to go touch it. I'm going to go touch it.
You touch it, and you can see that the crystal ball actually reflects outwardly the area around the cart.
Ooh.
It's like that technology in cars that I still don't understand now.
Yes. Our cart comes with backup assistance.
I love it.
And parallel park assistance, it's
Little
multi-purpose.
lines.
Yeah, it gives you those.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's just inside the cart fawning over this thing. It's just like...
I can see you out there, but in here, but not like this way, like here. Like I can see everything.
And it's because it's a globe, right? It's like stretched out and like distorted, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, anybody got anything else they want to do here?
What?
Not for the moment, other than wait, actually, nah, it can wait.
There's always
That's
something.
kind of why I asked. Mr. Curiosity, usually want to look at something before we go. Eh?
Well, I mean, if we let Penn look at everything, we probably won't ever go.
Won't
And
be
we are
her.
coming back.
Yeah.
That is
When
true.
When we come back, I would like to ask about some of the instructors here for further learning, but that can certainly wait.
Oh, absolutely.
The door to the mage tower, is it open or closed?
It is open.
Okay. I walk over and close it.
There's no door. It's just a gateway.
Oh, it's just a hole. Okay.
Just an arch.
Okay, never mind then.
Just, like look for a door. It might be invisible. I don't know.
In that case, I mean, I walked over looking for a door, so I guess I briefly looked inside.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cross the threshold, but
It's very bright inside. You can't see without walking in.
okay. We come back some other time. Whoever's in there, you get ready. And I walk away. And I guess
All right. You gonna go back to the prime material then?
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop in the cart and just be like, Richard, do you want to drive since you and Veronica have this special bond? I miss Lady Bella.
There you go, Donna.
Every time I say, as just a thing, every time I say Veronica to Richard, can I mentally be saying Lady Bella to the other two just to appease everyone here?
So I just want to make everybody happy. No, I like that you just slip and change it back and forth. Like I feel like Penn doesn't actually know what to call the horse. He's just torn between everybody.
Hey, you.
Our fearless leader is a people pleaser.
Yeah. I feel like that's more Penn than actually just trying to appease everyone. All right. So Richard, are you gonna man this horse?
Yeah. With one good arm.
Okay. All right. And a gentle tug on the reins, and she starts to take off into the air, and the wheels fold under the cart.
Kind of like helicopter
Flies with her. And then she phases back into the prime material plane and lands back in the center of the keep.
And Walter told us that the cart looks different in different realms. So as we land, what is the inside different as well?
It's no longer it's no longer this bright white kind of pearlescent shimmering. It's gone back to a wood. It's a dark wood throughout, but it's still very finely carved. It's like somebody took an enormous log and carved a cart out of it.
Nice.
And the pedestal is still there. It actually looks like the crystal ball is removable. Like you could put other items there that might have other functions.
Somebody should check and see if there's a trunk. Eh?
I'm gonna just kind of look under seats and stuff, see if there's like a manual or something.
There's no manual, but if you look under the seat, there is an area for other items, but you guys don't have those items yet.
I'm just gonna land the cart.
You land the cart and the wheels come back out and it chunk.
I'm going to give Veronica. I'm gonna give Veronica a good pat on the neck.
Okay. She accepts it.
Yeah.
She's
Upon returning, what is the scene like? What's going on here? Because I know when we phased through, it was looking kind of hairy.
You return, and as you return, the portal that everyone is watching. So there's a firing circle of goblins armed with small hand crossbows, watching this portal. In front of the goblins, there is Tommy, and behind everyone there is a gnome playing a lute that you have not seen before, and he's wearing a dapper suit. And he is playing a song that seems to be energizing everybody. And as you arrive, a creature emerges from this place, and it is grotesque. It has fangs. It has one enormous green and black eye, and it scuttles out and hisses and tries to lunge at the goblins, and is immediately met with a wall of crossbow bolts, and then is grasped by Tommy, and Tommy grabs the giant eyeball and removes it in a rain.
Oh, Tommy!
And tosses the creature to the ground into a pile of other creatures.
He's not only the bartender, he's his own bouncer.
And then he tries a little bit of the blood, and then prestidigitates himself clean.
Wow, that's some show, eh, buddy?
Okay.
I'm going to calmly walk up and just be like, can I have that? Do you need that? Are you going to finish that?
It's like 2 Calazars. Just hands you the eyeball.
All right.
So add to your inventory the eye of a Nothic.
Ooh. Can I, just as a quick thing, as soon as he hands it to me, I want to run over to the cart and try to stick it in the crystal ball slot.
It doesn't work. It's like, oh.
I was like, oh, well, I figured. And then
Now
I'll
there's
just, like,
eye goo on it.
Damn it, Pen, you're the one cleaning this.
that's fair. But I don't know prestidigitation, so.
Exactly.
Now you have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, here's a cloth.
I'll let y'all continue. I'll be getting the eye goo out of the cart.
So I'll go ask Tommy. So what is going on here?
We are monitoring the breach in the Mage Tower, taking care of any threats that emerge.
Cool. You seem to have the threats covered.
Yes, it is a full-time job. Luckily, I do not tire like normal people. And Spoonie has been very helpful. You haven't had a chance to meet Spoonie. He is the resident bard instructor.
Ah.
This gnome walks over. He's like, "How's it going?"
It's good.
Pleasure to meet y'all.
Hi, I'm Keith Ray Tealeaf. It's nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. I know you by reputation. Cookie talks a lot about you.
Only by reputation, name isn't familiar?
Teely, I know I heard it a couple of times. I play a lot of clubs, and memory gets a little foggy after drinking.
We might have a chat maybe when you're a little less busy.
Oh, absolutely. I got to keep, the bardic inspiration going, or else these guys are going to collapse any minute now. So it's good to see you guys made it back. I just sent Teen Mom up. They're headed up north to raid a vault. We got to get an arcane control rod to get this thing under control. And of course, the cookie's gone for now.
Yeah, we heard, eh?
Yeah.
Do you know where he went, by the way?
He made a point of not telling anybody because he doesn't want to be found. One thing I know about Cookie is that when he thinks anybody's going to get hurt, he always goes it alone. Only takes what he needs.
He does not know the buddy system.
He knows the buddy system. He cares about his buddies too much and doesn't care about himself enough. He's a stubborn old guy. That's why he lost his third wife.
Yeah, Euros are like that, eh?
Yeah.
And do you have any idea where? And Richard just kind of swallows. Just in a. I don't even want to ask this, but I know I have to. Do you know where Calazar is?
Well, here, let me get this thing out. And he pulls out a sending stone. He says, Cal, you there, Cal? Cal, pick up. Spoonie. That's not good.
And thus the rescue attempt continues.
I can tell you which direction they were going. And you might be able to use some scrying to find Cal. Or you can scry for gelatinous cubes.
Oh.
Far from them.
Okay.
You said the arcane rod was going to help solve the problem here. Would it solve the problem, on the other planes as well?
Yeah, the planes.
They are having some difficulty on the ethereal as well, eh?
Oh, the astral chariot's back.
Yeah, pretty cool, eh?
Some asshole left it parked in the ethereal plane. Well, we couldn't get to it. It's good to see you guys got it back, and you got a fancy new horse.
And that's Lady Bella, eh?
Yeah.
Veronica.
Lady Bella.
Lady Bella Veronica.
The horse.
All right.
Wait, so you said Teen Mom already left?
Yeah, they've been gone for a little while now. Almost 2 days.
Where are our gargoyles?
Oh, Kashano kind of threw a hissy fit when he saw what you guys did to the cot, and he took the gargoyles and the troll pole off.
Well,
Worm spit, but
they're still here, though, right?
Yeah, they're still here. They're parked on top of the crab shack.
And my troll pole?
Your troll pole is over here. Just kind of, it's like next to the pile of bodies.
It looks good there. I like it.
Actually, you said Kashano did this to the cart. They took all the seals off the can, then they took our cart, eh?
Yeah, they did. They needed to travel up north.
Okay, then I got an idea. Hey, Richard, do you mind if I take your troll head? It's getting kind of stinky to put on the cart anyway. Besides, we kill something new, put new head on there pretty soon, eh?
Good point. Maybe give me back a pole. I need a pole.
I get you the pole because I need the longer one, eh?
So it took to sell him on it. It's just like, I'll give you another head to put on the pole.
So I go over and grab the foul, raunchy troll head, pull it off the pole, give Richard his spear back, and then I go find Wormspit.
Okay. You find Wormspit. He is monitoring the people guarding, and he's actually taking care of when one contingent goes on break, he takes care of those people and brings them water and food and ensures they're all well taken care of.
I have quick 2 questions for you. I don't want to bug you. I know you're busy.
Oh,
First,
no problem at all.
I have 2 poles about 20 feet long.
Excellent.
I just tell me where they are. You stay here. I get them myself. And secondly, which room is Kashano's?
Kashano's room is
From the outside, like last one on the left.
yeah, it's the third one in on the right.
Thank you very much. You have a good day, eh?
No problem at all.
And I go get the two 20-foot poles, and I put them like that with the head on the top.
Yep.
And I go over to the window and lean them over so that the troll face goes up against the glass of his window.
Excellent.
When he comes back, I'm going to give him a high five.
Hooligans. A bunch of hooligans.
We're the hooligans.
Oh, that's
Let's get the gargoyles back on the cart, eh?
absolutely.
So I guess we all use our rods to do that.
Is Michael
you can control them with relative ease.
Is Michael okay?
Michael's just fine.
That's good.
He's
Otherwise, I'd grow a tree right inside of the middle of Kashana's room.
I redo the lipstick on the other three.
all right.
I assume they've been out in the weather for a couple of days.
Yeah,
It's probably
like-
getting pretty raunchy.
You know, between the morning sun and everything
No,
else.
I don't wipe off the stuff that's dripping down their chin. I just add more.
Oh yeah, just pile it on. They got that Joker face going.
Can't read my, no, he can't read my Joker face. Why so serious?
Excellent. Just like that. We need to make that music video. All right.
Someone already has.
I'm sure it's out there. All right. So once you guys have done that, you redo your cart. It looks badass. Now there's gargoyles on it, and there's a flaming horse running it, and it's this incredible wood cart with this crystal ball inside. And the watch continues, and they continue to fight the monsters that come out. The crab shack is unusually quiet, but when you come inside, you are met by two very familiar and friendly voices. Melissa and William come running out, and they're like, "You're back!
We've
Mina.
returned. How are you two doing?
We're doing all right. We decided to help out at the inn since Cookie's not around."
I'm just going to stand at an angle so they can't see the fact I'm pretty much missing an arm.
Slowly growing back now. And yeah, they're really excited to see you guys. They sling you up some drinks. You see it's something that they've kind of recently made up for you, and they're just really happy to be back. And William is wearing a couple more pieces of armor now, and he has a little dagger belt on.
Are you being safe with that? Following my instructions?
I am following all of your instructions.
Good.
And Melissa's like, he practices every day.
My grandfather Aaron always said, practice makes perfect.
Well, he's going to get there eventually. And they are not wearing their human forms anymore. They're
Straight.
in their regular form.
Awesome. I'm just going to... This is still in a... I don't want to worry William or Melissa.
Right.
Just putting my cloak back on,
Just like,
making sure that it's kind of halfway over.
yeah.
Yeah.
So where did you guys go? What?
I'm going to sit down with William and go, we went to the Fae,
Oh,
and we met the most beautiful fairy, and we came home with a lovely horse. Her name is Veronica.
Lady Bella.
Veronica.
Lady Bella.
And we definitely didn't
discussion
murder
about-
anything.
what an unusual thing to say.
For once, Ben's kind of right. All we did was... There were these peeps. Very confusing.
I don't know what that is. I think
Neither do I, but I heard someone heard it as well.
These non-name brand mods.
Yeah.
They were shaped like poorly designed chickens,
Ah,
and we fought them. And Penn almost died.
Yeah, Richard almost killed
Partly
me.
my fault.
Oh, which reminds me.
And then later on,
Yeah.
I almost died. We'll get into that some other time.
William is just enthralled by these tales.
And then we went to the ethereal plane, which is like a whole other deal. Or the astral plane? Are they the same thing?
Ethereal.
Oh,
Ethereal.
okay.
Astral is more Space.
We
A
haven't
couple
gone to
more
space
steps
yet.
away.
That's season 2 shit.
That's level 12 stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So I'm going to turn to the others and be like, okay, so I think now that we finally have a moment at home, we should probably sit down and do some business talk just to get a few things like figuring out what we want to do next, what we want to do with all the stuff we've collected so far, and like our format going
E3
forward.
goes running up to her room and comes back like carrying all of
the
the
stuff.
stuff.
it's just like overflowing on top of her. William's like running behind you trying to help. He's like, I can help too. Let me assist.
Oh man. So I'm just gonna sit down at the table and start like looking it over, but not necessarily like doing anything with any of it, just kind of like getting a running list, which I think I have.
Yeah,
I do have.
You got it all there. But we'll go over that list in a little bit because it's time for a break.
Okay.
And we'll go back to it. But before we go on a break, I want you to do one more thing. Roll a perception check if you're holding the watch.
Okay.
I knew I didn't want that thing. Cursed watch.
Oh.
All right, you don't notice it.
You don't notice it so badly you go blind.
And are you opening the watch?
I was going to a minute ago. I will.
All right. If you open it up, you notice that the face of it, the glass is shattered, and embedded in it is a lead bowl.
A lead bowl?
A lead ball.
Oh, ball.
Yeah.
Pen, would you do me a favor of turning it around, seeing if there's an entry wound to that?
I just hold it up and I'm like, what?
And we would have no idea about any.
No, you wouldn't
That's
even
a
know.
result of a weapon at all,
Yeah.
right? It's just a lead ball smashed into the front of a watch.
So this is what it looks like on this plane.
Does it go through the, like, is it a flip open? Like you said, it's a pocket watch. So does it have it like a top that flips open?
Yeah, the top flips open.
Is there a hole in the top?
No.
Just in the glass,
Just
inside.
glass.
Gonna put my hand on the watch and
Okay.
say, Walter?
You put your hand on the watch. Do a perception check for Walter.
Nice.
Walter is quietly standing in the corner with his arms clasped behind his back.
Hey, buddy.
Yes.
What's this ball doing here?
Do you touch the ball?
I'm just pointing at it at this point.
Okay.
I probably would have touched it by now, but
It's true.
that's just me.
Well, if you're touching it while you look at him, that's something different.
Oh, okay.
He says, "Oh, yes, that was one of the things that killed me."
Oh,
Fantastic.
you're allergic to lead?
Oh, no. I was taking care of the estate, and a black cart rolled up in front of it. And there was a moment of silence, and then a series of small explosions. Thousands of these came flying through the windows and the walls. And I did not survive.
And it killed you just in one shot?
Oh, no. That was the one that didn't get me.
Oh.
Ow.
I need to get me one of these.
William, while you are here, the guys here, they are on a mission to get the arcane control rod for the tower. Does that help on your side as well? Or do we still have to go inside and see what's going on?
Well, that will likely help as well, but I think any exploration to get a better idea of what's going on might be of great assistance.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
All right, now we'll take a break.
Right, we were going to take a break, right?
Yeah. And we got to do a whole other thing because I'm like, William's in the room.
You said a sentence.
William
damn
or
it.
Walter?
Walter.
Walter.
Damn it. Fuck. Walter. That's going to fuck me up all the time. All right. We'll take a break.
We could call William Billy. Just-
Hello, and welcome back to Too Many Warlocks. When last we left our heroes, they were having a nice welcome return home. You know, taking it easy, meeting with patrons, learning about great evils that they need an alliance of 4 patrons to defeat. And then they went into the inn and met with old friends, you know, the usual stuff. And now we join that in progress. You guys are hanging out at the inn. William and Melissa are there with you, and they're very happy, and you're regaling them with your tales. And you've noticed that there is a lead ball in this pocket watch given to you by Walter. And Walter has explained to you that that is part of what killed him.
So I still can't see Walter, correct? Even though I'm touching it because I got a bad.
No, you could. I imagine Kithri can point out to you where he is.
Got
you
it.
didn't notice him. He's a very good butler.
Okay. Did we?
Going to, sorry.
No, you're good. You go ahead.
Okay, Richard's going to ask for a giant jug of water to see if he can expedite the arm growing process.
Oh, the water is right there. Melissa's right on it. She flaps her wings and actually goes over the bar into the kitchen, grabs the water, flaps her wings, and comes back.
And is it a kind of just a barrel?
It's a really big jug.
All right.
Yeah.
Richard just kind of bites out the cork, spits it
Nice.
out, and just in like a matter of 20 seconds, let's say,
All right, just like
he finishes it off. Much to either to the horror or wonderment of William.
Yeah.
Really, that's up to you. I have no idea.
No, well, William is just wide-eyed. It's difficult for you to discern.
Oh,
Richard's just gonna lean. You want to see it again?
He goes and grabs another jug of water. He is so ready.
is there anyone else in the crab shack other than Melissa and William?
That's it.
I guess I'll address Melissa then and say, has anyone else arrived for the academy recently? Like our friend that we escaped with, maybe?
Oh. No, they haven't arrived here yet.
Okay.
I imagine they'll get here soon. It's probably slower moving with an army.
Right. Okay.
You have a friend with an army?
Well, you
We
guys
do.
do. Ogbach. The man's
Oh.
there.
The Daisy people?
The
Right.
what about the?
Don't forget the undergnome.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. The deep gnome. Alchemist. But
Whistle,
okay.
whistle something.
Whistle whip or whistle lip?
Whistle whip. That was it. Yeah.
Whistle whip.
All right. Well then, do we want to get on to business then? Not to dismiss you, William and Melissa. Y'all are welcome to stick around, but we just need to figure out what we're going to do with all this that Key3 has brought.
Oh, well, we're going to go try and make a meal for the goblin army. They're very tired.
Good choice.
I don't want any of that stuff. You guys decide amongst yourselves. I'll be back in a couple of minutes, and I walk outside.
All right. What do you do outside, Guy?
I want to walk around the back of the crab shack where nobody can see me, and I just want to put my hand on the wall
Okay.
and say very quietly, Cookie, we're coming for you. Hold on. And then I'm just going to go walk up and down the side of the river.
That is so sweet. Okay. All right. So you guys have your meeting then.
All right. First things first, do we need to... Do we know what this stuff does, or is this going to take some individual...
Which stuff in particular are you referring to?
So on the table right now, if we put everything on the table, we
Okay.
currently have a fire elemental and a gem. We
Yep.
have a holy amulet of Timora. We
Yep.
have a water element, well, assumably water elemental pendant, something from the water plane.
Yep.
We have a Staff of the Python, a Staff of the Adder, a Staff of Healing, a Wand of Web, a Wand of Magic Missile, 2 bottles of Black Magic Steroids, one of which Richard has is the 3rd, and then we have a Cloak of Levitation, and then I think that's everything other than the Wand of Wonder and the Ring of Cold Resistance.
Yeah, and those have already been claimed.
Okay. All right. So what do you want to know about?
I don't know about the stabs personally, but you go ahead.
I want to know about the Wand of Magic Missile.
The Wand of Magic Missile. All right. So the Wand of Magic Missiles, it has 7 charges. You can use an action to expend 1 or more of its charges to cast Magic Missile spell from it. 1 charge. Cast first level spell. Oh, puppies. You can increase the spell slot level by expending an additional charge. And that's what the Wand of Magic Missile does.
All right.
That's cool. I want to know. I know about the stabs already, but just so everyone knows, I want to know about the Staff of the Python and the Adder.
Staff of the Python and the Adder. All right. Staff of the Python. You can use an action to speak this staff's command word. And on the ground within 10 feet of you, the staff becomes a giant constrictor snake under your control and acts as on its own initiative count. On your turn, you can mentally command the snake if it is within 60 feet of you and you aren't incapacitated. You decide what action it takes and where it moves during its next turn. If the snake is reduced to 0 hit points, it dies and reverts back to staff form. The staff then shatters and is destroyed.
Okay, I have a very quick question.
Sure.
Any of the wooden staves or wooden wands, would Richard be able to integrate them into his being?
Ooh.
Because if so, that's going to make a very big impact on whether or not I want to grab anything.
You theoretically could, but you're not positive how the magics in the staff will integrate with you. Oh, well, thank you.
Thanks.
All
Wait,
right.
Zanzibar, is not that Lich, is it?
No, that's not the Lich.
Okay.
It's somebody else. I would love it if it was the Lich.
Whoever you are, thank you.
Thank you, Zanzibar.
Thank you.
And I've been having Twitter battles with this Lich, and it's great. Okay. All right. Anyways, this is previous thing. Staff of the Adder, on the other hand, is as a bonus action, speak the staff's command word, and it turns into a poisonous snake. All the same rules apply. It has all its stats for the snake, which I will institute once you produce the snake. But if the snake is reduced to 0 hit points, this is turned back into a staff, and the staff is shattered.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to steal the Staff of the Adder.
All right.
If no one has any huge objections
If
to
anybody,
I don't have an objection. I had a question because this is not a questioning you thing. This is a questioning what I read thing because I thought the adder was just the top of it becomes poisonous and it's like a melee staff. But I could be wrong. I just want to make sure I'm not.
this one just goes full adder.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm going to try to integrate that into my arm by just putting it next to the beginning to grow arm and just letting it grow around it.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to...
And that'll be Richard's one thing, probably.
That'll be
I
his
have
thing.
a lot of things, though.
I do have a lot of things.
All right.
I
What
just
else we
need
got?
to add it into my list now.
You want that staff of healing?
Ooh.
Staff has 10 charges. While holding it, you can use an action to expend 1 or more of its charges to cast one of the following spells using your spell save DC, casting ability modifier. Cure Wounds, Lesser Restoration, or Mass Cure Wounds. Cure Wounds uses 1 charge, Lesser Restoration uses 2 charges, and Massive Cure Wounds uses 5. This is the party healer.
Well, I'm gonna pick that up just to feel it, if I even can I use that?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh my god. I'm gonna turn to Kithri. I need to drink water. I'm gonna turn to Kithri and say, personally, there are 2 stabs that I would like to use, but I also want to give you the option to choose first because I know this is a huge pile, and since you are a loot keeper, I figure you should have the next choice.
Well, I actually had my eye on the gem with the fire elemental in it.
Okay. Yeah, that's yours as far as I'm concerned.
Yoink.
I'm going to pick up the Staff of Healing and the Staff of the Python and just be like, these are the 2 things I would like to take if no one has objection, because one would be useful in combat and the other would be useful for...
You can make like a slot where you can stick them up in a cross on your back. I want to see Penn go like full Mystigan from Fairy Tale, which might be a reference that only I get, but that's fine.
No, I get that reference. I'm both happy and ashamed I get that reference.
It's fine. This is where it's going. All
it's
right.
one of those it's one of those as a white person. It makes me more of a weeb. Also, having been born and raised in Japan, I'm not one of those. I'm the furthest thing from.
Yeah, because it's
very confusing.
It's more authentic. It's more. All right.
Because you call it anime, I call it cartoons.
Yeah, there you
go. Didn't Kithri want the levitation robe as well?
Yes.
That seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah. No.
So if you take that other staff, I got the new robe.
New robe of levitation.
All right.
Oh.
Yes.
And then Richard.
I can finally keep up with you guys.
There you go.
Richard
you are now visually you are an 8-foot tall halfling.
So here's what happens when Kithri puts on this robe.
Oh.
She puts it on, and it appears to burn away in cinders, and these flaming wings erupt from her back. And they just kind of flutter, allowing her to float there.
Oh shit, Guy's outside. I didn't see this.
No, you didn't.
That's fancy.
And when you stop levitating, they just kind of disappear onto you. And the cloak reappears.
Kind of wish I knew what it would look like for Richard. I imagine it'd just be kind of like a pair of butterfly or dragonfly wings. But still.
Or maybe it's nothing at all. Maybe this is Kithri's special power.
It might be.
So,
but I always like to imagine Penn, it would just be a series of eyeballs blinking very rapidly.
Just eyelashes.
Allowing him
the worst way to fly.
Oh, man.
All
right.
Frustrates him with how inefficient it is, really. It's just like...
He has to flutter his eyes coquettishly to get off the ground.
All right. Any other magical items that you want identified and distributed?
Richard, we both got 2 things. Is there anything else you want out of the pile yet?
Oh,
we still have 2 wands.
We have 2 wands. We have a holy amulet of a god that none of us follow, as far as I'm aware. We have
necklace
a water
with
pendant.
water and the death vials.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so far I've only picked up the Staff of the Adder.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to pick up the necklace full of water so I don't have to chop off my own arm again.
Okay.
That's good.
Water pendant. Check. And so now
how much would you say that weighs?
Not a whole lot. I would say it's... I don't know.
Up at 0.25.
Yeah, 0.25 is fine. A quarter of a pound.
Are you that close to your weight limit?
No, I just don't think it would weigh a pound.
No, I was just wondering why you were worried about the weight at all.
Oh no, I just want to know how much stuff weighs so I can put it in properly.
Yep.
Like I eyeballed the Staff of the Adder. 4 pounds seems like enough.
Yeah, sure. It's like a hefty
Scroll of Thunderbolt? Let's put that at 0.5. I don't know. I'm guessing most of this.
I just like the fact that you're not carrying around 300 pounds of stuff like so many people try and do as characters.
It's 100. It's almost 110.
The attention to detail is staggering.
It's
All right.
wonderful.
So
Anything else?
does anybody else want anything? We can always go out and give Guy something just to give him something, because I am of this solid belief that if we have it, we should probably carry it if it's not encumbering, because you never know, right?
It's just my opinion that Guy might want to carry around the wand of magic missile because of how useless he was in the last combat encounter.
Ooh, the shade is
shit.
real.
Just throwing shade at Guy when he's not around.
Just a little bit.
My ears are burning.
William comes and drops off some more drink for you guys and like a plate of some vegetables and fruit for snacks, and says, "You got a new cart, right? Maybe there's a place on the new cart to put these things."
Oh, under the seats.
Oh,
It could be like a mobile armory.
William, I love you. In that uncle kind of way.
Not the creepy.
That was not better.
Thank you, Ed.
I was trying to be wholesome.
And failing miserably.
Oh, does this mean
Imagine
you come
Guy
back?
shoves his head into the
That was
window.
just better with the accent. So.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to turn to the other two and be like, you know what? Out of these two wands, which do you say would be better for someone who hasn't learned or is just learning magic? And I kind of do that, throw up the eyebrows thing,
I would say the web one, that seems less potentially deadly.
Okay. Richard, are you in agreement with this idea that I'm throwing at you?
Yeah. I mean, there's the part of me that wants to say, give him the magic missiles. It'll be fun. But what if he hurts himself? That'll be an important lesson.
All right,
The
then.
wand of magic missile can allow somebody to cast up to a level 8 magic missile.
It's awesome.
We could pretty much kill someone.
All right. With that being said, I'm just gonna lift off the wand of web off the table. I assume it's got little spiders all over it or
Oh,
something.
yeah, no, it's like entangling webs, and there's a gem at the end of it that looks like a spider.
Then I'm going to say, William, we gave you a dagger, and as cool as that is and all, I think that maybe now that you're beginning to grow into your role here at the academy, maybe you should have something a little more in line with what we can teach you. And I'm just going to hand him that.
Oh, this is incredible. Thank you so much.
I'm not going to tell you it's not a toy.
Practice with it in here.
Don't use it on your sister. I feel like I shouldn't have to say
He looks
this.
at Melissa a little bit and she'll be so mad.
Exactly. And who do you think she'll blame? It's not you.
All right. I won't use it on my sister.
You can practice, though.
But
I'm
I
sure that
might use it on someone else. Then he leaves. He goes back to the kitchen, kind of pockets the wand.
William, don't do that.
Next time we get back to the keep, there's just goblins stuck to every surface.
I don't know how to turn it off.
Oh, I just imagine he's holding it and webs are just shooting out everywhere.
Yeah,
It's a
the
second
music
one.
from the music from
Spider-Man.
Fantasia playing in the background.
Yeah.
I want him to get 2 and become Spider-Man. That's what I want for William.
with great wands come great responsibility.
Absolutely.
All right.
Spider
well,
William. Spider William does whatever a Spider William does. Can he swing from a thread? Why would he? He has wings.
Yeah, he has wings and he's part demon. So there's that. So anyway, I think that's New 52. No, wait, that's something else. Okay.
That is something incredibly. Get your comics straight, man.
I know. It's so terrible. All right. So anything else?
other than that, we're probably going to give Guy the magic missile wand. I think that's everything because I don't have any. I'm going to look to the other two and just say the vials I have the most use for when we actually get our alchemist here, because I want him to analyze them and see what he can possibly manufacture for us. And oh yeah, hey Richard, about that arm.
No.
So listen, I don't want the arm. And hear me out here. Whatever was in that
We're
fountain.
not getting anything from the Feywild.
But it didn't come from the Feywild. That's the best part.
Matter. It came from the Feywild while we were there. We don't know its origins. I'm not giving you something that might entangle the balance of the Feywild again.
That's fair.
It's not malicious intent.
Would you consider...
Straight up mistakes and possibly idiocy.
Would you consider...
I wonder if I could experiment with this, and boom, I've destroyed the world again. Oh no!
And that's fair. But would you consider allowing someone that's not me, that we mutually trust later on, to see if they can do something with it? Like,
yes, I swear to God, if it's you and a mustache, I'm gonna slap you.
Slowly puts away No, I'm kidding.
Wow. There goes the disguise kid.
We could talk about it later, but I just wanted to get you maybe like open to the idea, because no, I was thinking either our alchemist or maybe I'll save that other suggestion for when you actually like him later on. But you know, we'll figure that out.
Don't say that name to me.
So yeah, other than that though, I don't think there are any items that we really can. I don't know what to do. I stole this. I asked this dead person if I could take this amulet, and I don't know what to do with it because I already have a patron. So I guess we can just keep it for later. But
Go into the cart.
Fair enough.
Maybe we'll run into somebody that we can trade it.
That's true.
Or give it as a gift.
That's true.
All kinds of things.
All right.
So outside,
All right.
after I walk back and forth a couple times, I pull out the Wand of Wonder and look at it for a second, and I aim across the river and fire.
That was actually
On a 23. What is that one?
23 is I
Oh.
cast detect thoughts on the target, so I have detected the thoughts of a squirrel on the other side of the creek.
Excellent.
Oh no, pardon me, I did not target a creature. Instead, I take 1d6 psychic damage.
Oh, excellent.
There we go.
So
That's
yeah, you
better.
take 1 psychic damage, sir.
Oh, okay, that's good because I rolled a 6.
You tiny dice saved your life.
That's perfect.
right.
I take the jolt and put the wand back in my belt. Look around to make sure nobody's near me.
Nobody saw that.
Well, it's not even just that, because the next thing out of his mouth is, my ladies. Lady Titania of the Feywild has requested your presence. She feels that together, all of our patrons can overcome a great evil, the great evil that you have set me the task of destroying. She requests your presence in the ethereal plane at this location. I look forward to seeing how that experience goes. My ladies.
Your response is a chorus of mischievous laughter.
I join in. I just stand on the side of the river laughing at nothing. Just,
And then followed by, we know of this threat. And then the other sister says, she's not wrong. We'll play along. But in time.
As your ladies wish. And with that, I will head back to the crab shack.
All right. You head back inside. It's getting to be dusk now. The sun is beginning to set on the keep, and everyone seems to have sorted out magical items. And it looks like Penn has a wand of magic missile for you.
Gonna kind of hand that to you. Just feel like Richard said you needed this.
It looks really boring, eh?
It really does. It just looks like a wand.
Okay, and I actually put it in my backpack. It's not on my belt, like accessible. It's like covered with stuff. Oh, speaking of which, finally, at this moment, as I walk back in, I pull out my pipe and some tobacco, and I shove it in the end of the pipe and use prestidigitation to light it up.
Nice.
Have a couple big puffs.
Excellent. The pipe hasn't appeared yet. This is integral parts of Guy's character that we need.
That idiot who plays me keep forgetting I got one. Eh? That's a fifth wall joke for those keeping track.
I love it.
Oh.
I just broke the wall between the player and the character.
I think we broke Penn.
I forgot. Like, Penn immediately gets up from the table and like runs outside, just no questions asked or answered, just straight out runs and finds Tommy and Spoonie, and hoping they're not in the middle of fighting something at the moment.
No, they're just waiting.
I'm just gonna run up to Tommy and be like, Tommy, did Calazar bring or put or find a brass brazier, and is it around here, and where?
Yes, you had me put it in your room.
Woo! I'm going to thank you, and then I'm gonna run back, and I'll go ahead and tell Guy, because like I know that probably matters to him too. I'm gonna be like, Guy, I'm refraining to just say, come to my room. There's a
It's scandalous.
Wait, let me get a drink first.
Let the fan art begin.
You're no bugbear, but you'll do.
Before that, there's a brass brazier, and we can get our companions back.
I call this shit Pengy.
Oh my gosh. So
Brazier, so we can finally, I can see your cat.
yes.
I could have used a different word there that would have been much ruder, but I didn't. I'm growing up. Eh?
This is just getting worse.
I'm just gonna turn around and I'm too excited. I had enough forethought to say that, but I'm running up and I'm like already getting my herbs out and throwing that together, just to get that going.
All right.
Call me when you're done as you run up the stairs.
So he goes upstairs to summon his cat. Does anybody want to do anything while he's doing this?
I'm gonna take out my arm and I'm going to see if I can encase it in glass of some sort. Just kind of put it somewhere in a way that it won't be an issue later on.
Oh, the old arm. I was like, what?
Old arm.
There is an enormous pickle jar.
Yeah, I dump out the pickles.
Yeah.
The pickle juice.
Yeah.
And I just kind of cram it in there.
Okay.
Like, it doesn't fit perfectly, but you know, it's in there.
Add to your inventory my own arm in a pickle jar.
I'm about to bury it in my room, so
well, that works too.
I'm literally doing that, going to my room, digging a hole while they're doing their stuff, and then burying it.
This is Richard's arm, and like a birth date and a death.
Richard's arm. Do not open. Pen.
Touche.
That's a good move. Kithria, you have anything to do while he's summoning his cat?
Yes, I'm going to pull out Duelist Companion and set it on the table in front of me and go,
All right.
So, you can light on fire?
Well, yes. Actually, only since you picked me up.
Oh. Do you have any other surprises I should know about?
I imagine a couple things as we become better acquainted.
Fair. So but the fire thing is not something you've done before.
No, that fire came from you.
Cool. Okay.
I was able to channel it through myself as my new role as your Pact Blade.
Interesting. Well, I hope to discover more of your mysteries as we continue our adventure.
And I more of yours. You are certainly the most interesting wielder I've ever had. All right. So, Pen, you summon your cat?
Yay!
What is your cat's name?
My cat's name is Whisper, and she she looks so black, and I imagine this might actually come more so in the when we go into the ethereal plane, so I'll just leave it like this for this world. Right. She's so dark that she almost looks like just space, like your hand could almost just go in, but she's just that dark.
I see. So she's like a void.
Like a void. Like somewhere, there are other places where she might look a little different, but I would say on this plane, she probably looks like that.
Okay. And what is your relationship like with Whisper? Have you summoned Whisper a lot in the past? Do you know her very well? What is it like?
Whisper is a companion of mine that I had when I was first learning things, as I was, coming to terms with what had happened and how I couldn't remember anything. Whisper came as when I was practicing ritual spells, and I found one where you could have a companion. And honestly, I just needed a friend. I needed something there. And the interesting thing is, on all my occult hunting of like things that were demonic and dark and all my powers being like that, this creature seemed to be almost more, kind of almost celestial. There's something very light about this being, like still very dark in tone, but we have a very just like, I haven't seen her in a while, but it's still a very positive relationship in my opinion. I don't know how she feels. She seems happy, but she's a cat, so.
Right.
But to me, like as soon as she comes out of that brass brazier, I'm just like, Whisper, darling, you made it.
All right. And she purrs and rubs up against you, and Whisper herself cannot speak. However, you can communicate with Whisper through a awakened mind.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna tell her. I'm just gonna be like, I'm so glad you're back. It's been so long. So much has transpired.
She just kind of like wraps herself around the back of your neck and on your shoulder.
Nothing's changed.
And rests there.
I'm so happy. I'm just gonna pet her, and then I'm gonna be like, and that's Handy over there.
Just like a glance up and then back to sleep, like a classic cat move.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna poke my head out and just be like, "Gee, I'm done," and then just walk back in my room and go sit by Handy while he comes up.
Okay. Is Handy still in the box?
He's still in the cage because I haven't had a moment to have a conversation with Handy. So
very well.
Can Handy have a cup? Never mind.
It's all sign language, mostly just that one.
Want more of this? Okay. Are you going to?
When he calls that, slam the rest of the beer. The stein kind of clatters across the bar. I'm in such a hurry. It's been like 4 days since I've had my little buddy. So I go upstairs and grab the brazier and head to my room, and it takes an hour and 10 minutes because it's And at the end of that, a weasel appears. A big, flat, wide weasel like a badger, not long and thin like a ferret. And he's got the same mustache and hair as me. And as soon as he comes out, it's Twitch, my little buddy. And I call him Twitch because he allows me to see what other people are doing.
Excellent.
He and I, we wrestle on the floor for five or 10 minutes while I'm apologizing to him. You know, the last time you blew up, I'm sorry. I should make you go away before we fight.
Turn to literal ash.
And then after we're done fighting and apologizing and everything else, standard procedure, I step back and look at him and say, "Fix your mustache."
It's very careful, very, very gingerly. Little paws come up and adjust it. It's all good.
And while you're here, meet the crowd,
He gets up on your shoulder. And he waves at the crowd.
I introduce him to the audience,
Does a couple bows. Juggles some seeds. Eats them.
I was going to say, you better do something before you take a bow, you little shit, You're not that cute. Okay, you are that cute. Okay, maybe they feed you anyway. And yeah, I'm happy.
All right.
The world is exactly as big as one little weasel right now.
He's having a great time. He's so glad to be back and not be Ash anymore. All right. So it's getting close to evening time. Are you guys heading off to bed? Does anybody have any business they want to take care of?
Finish. I'm gonna cover the hole I just dug, and then probably just fall asleep on top of it.
All right. Just to make sure nobody gets it in the night.
No, I think more out of exhaustion than anything else.
Yeah, you've had a long day.
I mean, I pain vomited quite a bit. I almost rage vomited.
You certainly did. Your patron showed up twice. Like that's a long day. All right.
I hate to say it, but your patron came under your nut thing.
Ha ha!
But
All right. Anybody else any business to take care of?
I mean, the last thing I would have done is I need to have at least a quick conversation with Handy to figure out what this is going on.
All right, let's have a conversation with Handy.
So
what are we? Are we going steady?
How does this What is this?
So I sit down at my desk and he's in his little cage box, whatever, in front of me.
Promise ring.
And I'm going to just reach out with my awakened mind, because I'm actually, the first thing I'm going to do is open up the, I don't know if it was one or multiple little journals I picked up, but whatever was in the lab where I found him, that book.
Okay.
And I'm just going to flip through them real quick and see if there's any sketches or any like information about this specifically.
There's not a lot of information about the hand other than a tag and a description of specimen 463.
Okay. Is the tag on him?
No, it's in the book and a description that matches him.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I guess I'll just take that and be like, so I'm going to reach out with my awakened mind and just be like, so firstly, can you understand me and can you communicate with me in any way? The feeling is mutual. I'm just going to be like, what do you've been in this cage for so long. I saved you from potentially dying and I will happily let you out, but I need to know, what do you want? And I'm actually going to just poke a little parchment through the bars and a quill and just like dip it in ink for him and see if he can work with that maybe.
It writes, to be whole.
Would I know the magic that this kind of stuff is done with, like in all of my research and such?
You know the theory of the magic. You lack the parts.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then I'm gonna say to him, I'm gonna be like, if you come with me and stick with me, I will do my very best to find a way to make you whole again. Are we in agreement?
It crudely draws an image of an arm, and then it puts a cross through the wrist, and then draws another picture of another hand next to it, and then an arrow pointing to where they put the cross on the wrist, and then it puts a question mark.
Oh, that's interesting. Look, hey, you know what? I'm totally about it, but I feel like we should get to know each other first. I feel like that's an awful big step in this relationship to take right off the bat. So can we hold off on that? Maybe later? Maybe? Just stick with me and we'll, maybe we can make that happen. Just give me a little bit more time to get comfortable with it.
It puts down the quill and does this.
Fair enough. And I'm just
and then it extends like this.
I'm gonna take off the lid or open whatever, and I'm just gonna shake his hand.
All right, you shake it, and it like crawls up next to Whisper.
Cool.
Whisper hisses at it, and it takes a few steps back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick him up and just put him like right on my hat, just like to keep that difference. Nice. And then I'm gonna be like, and then I'm gonna just spend whatever other time I have attuning myself to the this. Can you tune yourself to multiple items, or is it?
Yeah, I think it'd be all right.
Okay, then I'll spend the rest of the night before I go to bed just attuning myself to the 2 staves I picked up.
All right.
Do I have to attune to the staff I picked up?
Well, I mean, you're trying to grow it into your arm. I think that's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's close enough. All right.
It's not like you're doing anything else.
So, anything else before we go to sleep? No? All right.
No, I'm done.
You guys go to sleep and nobody has any nightmares. Nobody has any shadowy people invading their dreams or any such thing like that. And you wake up the next morning, unfortunately, no smell of breakfast, because Melissa and William aren't quite as good with that yet. They're working on it. They're brewers, not cooks. So, but you awaken to, again, a quiet crab shack. Things are fairly normal.
I think Richard tries to make his way down and see if he can help any of the cooking.
All right, Richard, as you start to get out of bed, your arm is back.
Gonna flex kind of the different parts of my arm, like the fingers, and then
The bark throughout your arm is thick. It's just bristled right up throughout it, almost like plates of armor.
oh,
You now have +1 to your AC.
wonderful. Now it's
And
a little bit better than a Richard thick. Yes, I noticed.
yeah, I knew that was coming. It bristles with thorns that act as a shield spike.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That was your gift from Titania from the previous episode.
I will write that in later.
All right.
Somewhere. I don't know where to put it.
Add a buckler with a shield spike to your character.
Okay.
That'll do.
I'll just make it weightless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I go downstairs and help myself to 2 beers and cold cuts.
All right.
Champions.
I'll
2
head
beers and cold
downstairs.
cuts. There are cold cuts. Everything's getting ready. There are cold cuts and there's some beers, and you can hear William and Melissa having a sibling rivalry in the back, just talking back and forth, trying to get the breakfast made. And there's a thing in the cold storage. I don't know what it is.
Did I make it down in time to help them with dinner? With breakfast?
If you want, you could try to give them a hand.
Yeah, I'd like to give them a hand.
Sure.
I don't have any proficiency with cooking skills, but I do have proficiency with survival. So you'll be able to eat it. It might not be very good.
All right. I want you to lay out for me how you apply those survival skills in the kitchen right now.
Pretty much I'm just going to look around, because when Richard was living in the forest, you had to knowingly with nature know what was good to eat and what would give you the most nutritional value.
Okay.
And that's more a survival tactic than it is a nature tactic.
Right.
And by seeing what would be able to give the best nutritive value to each and every single person,
Right.
he would pick that out, put it in together, and just kind of mix it all together into a soupy, terrifying thing.
Excellent. All right. Give me that survival check.
All right. 14.
All right. You make edible nutrition.
Yeah.
In a bowl.
I never said it was good.
Yeah, no. You make edible nutrition in a bowl that you can serve up to your compatriots here, and
Yep.
Melissa.
And the goblins outside.
Oh yes, absolutely. Melissa and William, by the time they're done, have this plate of bacon and eggs, but the yolks are all broken and the bacon's a little rubbery. They did their best, but they're no cookie.
Yeah.
But they bring that out to you guys, and they're like, "Good morning."
And I also give everyone a good helping of slop.
Yeah, here's some of Richard's nutrition goo.
Well,
Here, have some nutrition goo. Splash.
Yeah, just like that.
I'm sorry I keep
go
interrupting you.
find Cookie.
Yeah, for sure, eh?
Yeah, I am not a very good cook.
Well, you guys, when we finish up, we go back to the ethereal and go back in the tower, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I think that was the most kind of urgent.
All right.
It's also the shortest distance to run away if things go pear-shaped in a hurry, eh?
You are interrupted by the sound of marching as you eat breakfast.
Oh, like very short marchings? Like
Yes.
sort of goblin-y kind of marchings?
Short legs.
I'm going to look at the big bucket I made and go, damn it, I think I made enough.
Manslayers! Halt!
That's us.
That's our guys, eh? The daisy on the hand people, eh?
We have arrived.
I guess let's go outside, or at least I do.
And
All right.
he's trying to remember whether we told Wormspit they were coming. I think we did.
I think he knew because he was the
That's
one
right.
that
Yeah,
he's in the program or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You come
And
outside.
Richard
Oh,
in
go ahead.
an apron. Richard is in his apron, just kind of rushing outside, big pot in one hand, ladle in another.
And there's like, I imagine there's a hat and like it's just full on.
Yeah, normally it would be a kiss the cook, but it says just kiss my ass.
It's consistent. Can you smell what the bark is cooking? No, okay.
Oh.
No, look, this is what's happening.
Is it possible for the DM to take pun damage? Is that
No, look. Producer, get up. We were talking t-shirts today. Get on. Can you smell what the bark is cooking? Anyway, whatever. I'm going to stand by it. So you come out, and you're just in time to see Ogbok the Manslayer exchanging paperwork with Wormspit, and his group is kind of out because, of course, they're goblins. They're not going to stay in place, and you can see his retinue, his army, is actually comprised of there are some kobolds, there are some goblins, and you see very occasionally the odd hobgoblin moving about with them.
so now at least they can work shifts on the tower, right? They don't have to stay up all night. Maybe Tommy even get some rest.
Maybe.
Do we see anybody else? Oh, no, you go ahead, Richard.
No, you go first. My thing is nothing important.
I was just going to ask, is there anyone else in this group other than them, or is this just the Manslayer tribe?
From the milling about group, the deep gnome does come up to you.
Yes.
I made it. It was a bit of a long drive.
We're so glad to have you. Welcome to the Avalon Knights Academy.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's a lot better than wandering around with these guys.
And then Richard is now going to sigh and just going to start banging the ladle against the pot. All right, everyone, bring out your mess kits, bring out your bowls,
In
bring out
no
your
time at all,
open skulls.
goblins are lining up, but most of them are just like cup their hands in front of you.
He's just going to sigh and just kind of it's and go. It's kind of hot. Splat.
Just gulping it down.
Next.
3 goblins die from the heat damage. No, it's just goblins, they have no HP. No, but anyways, so he's like, oh yeah, it's a heck of a journey. Hey, do I smell breakfast? And he kind of walks past you and goes inside.
That's fair.
Not to Richard. My thing smells.
He's like, no, I'm sure it's really good. I want you to save some for the goblins.
So Ogbok is here too, just up front.
Yeah, he continues to converse with Wormspit as this, like, you know, this line of goblins and kobolds and stuff forms up at Richard, eagerly awaiting their slop. And a lot of them
I'm
walking.
so happy I asked if I could do this.
This is the best I've ever had. Just
Richard's ego is definitely not shrinking. +1.
+1 ego.
I'm gonna walk over to those two talking and just kind of stand there in that way where it's like I'm not intruding, but I'm waiting for an opening.
And Wormspit is like, congratulations, you've completed the program. And as long as you behave, you have a safe place here. I hope this will be the beginning of a better life for both your people and mine, because truly, we are all brothers. And I hope that you understand that. He's like, yeah, you really did me good, Wormspit. Man-slaying days are over. See the daisy. But, it's a family name. It's important. I got to keep it. Oh, by all means, I understand completely. And it's my honorary inductees into the clan.
It is I, and we are so
Head
glad
Manslayer.
Hey, Manslayer, we are so glad to continue that. Did you happen to get your token yet?
Token?
Yeah, from completing the program for not killing a man.
Oh.
And
Well, Wormspit it's a formal ceremony now that we've arrived.
Oh, okay. I'll wait till
we'll wait. It's during the meeting. Do you have a problem with manslaying?
No.
Are you sure? Because the first step is admitting it to yourself. I couldn't go 2 weeks without slaying a man. Sometimes, I used to slay men occasionally socially with friends.
Mm-hmm.
But it became more than that for me. I would do it 2-3 times a day. And I would be noticeably upset if I wasn't at least slaying a man whenever I could.
See, I think...
So are you going through anything like that?
I think for me, it's just occasionally I have to slay a man because I feel the need to. But then honestly, I could just not even think about it for like a couple of months. And then, if I want to slay a man, I will. But other than that, it's just kind of like, it doesn't really weigh on me.
All right. Well, I admire your resistance. And if you ever find that you have a problem with this kind of thing, come and talk to me. I'll be your sponsor.
Of course. I appreciate that. It means so much.
And he looks over to Wormspit and it's like big, toothy, fanged grin from this bugbear. And Wormspit is just like beaming with a smile. He's like, you come a long way.
I'm going to lean over and go, Wormspit! Oddbug! If you want some gruel, come get it now!
Wormspit says, oh, it's all right. I'm on a new mushroom diet. You go ahead, Ogbog.
Yeah,
it's vegetarian!
Oh, I understand. Quite all right.
Vegan.
And Ogbog goes up and kind of joins the line. His initial instinct is to shove someone else out of the way and go to the front, but he stops himself, thinks better of it, goes to the line.
Ogbog, do you have a bowl or are you just going to use hands? I'll even accept like half a skull.
He takes off a helmet. He's like, and some hair flies out. This'll work.
Better. I'm tired of people dying from heat. I warned them.
Just a pile of bodies covered in your good. It's canon now. This is going to an odd place. All right, so these people have come and they're all slowly kind of inducted in, and there's a small ceremony, and it says, manslayers present arms, and they all put up their daisy tattoos on their hands.
Richard is going to grow an arm full of daisies just out of solidarity.
Just the solidarity. We hereby agree to live peacefully here at the keep and lay our lives on the line to defend it. A place where all of us are not judged by our past or our looks, where we can be a new society and our best selves. All right, you're dismissed. And Wormspit is just like, very good. So he's so happy, he's so proud. Right, and they mill about the keep. Ogbok has a conversation with some of the other people there and takes up a station helping to guard the portal.
Is there any way for you guys to get a hold of us once we're in the ethereal plane? If we do something there to make the situation here worse, is there something you can do to tell us?
If you had anybody that crossed over, who are you asking?
I guess it would probably be Wormspit. He's in charge, right?
Well, I mean, he's in charge of the goblin end of things. Wormspit says, well, I did learn a bit about the astral plane. If you had a way to communicate with somebody from the astral planes, they could probably act as a go-between to assist if you need to send a message.
Okay, that's all we need to know then. Yeah, for sure. Well, you guys take it easy on this side and make sure Tommy gets fed, eh?
Our defense will hold, and luckily for Tommy, he gets his meals at the door. It's a little unsettling the first time you see it, I'll be honest, but he is what he is, and I have no right to judge him.
He is also the best bartender I ever met in my whole life. Eh? You keep him alive, eh?
Absolutely.
And pat him on the shoulder and bugger off to the group.
All right.
I think, just from my end, I think we should all kind of just get into the cart if we're not already in the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna stow the amulet and the 2 vials in the cart.
All right.
I'm gonna hook up Veronica to the cart again.
All right. Veronica's hooked up to the cart. Are you guys all piled inside and ready to go back to the
Gargoyles on the roof.
gargoyles on the roof?
I think that's everything. We've got our companions of all shapes and sizes. We have our loot figured out. We ate. Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
All right. Bella doesn't make a big show of it this time. She just takes you there. Shift, and there you are. You're back in the astral plane, and that yawning portal, that gateway on the side of the mage tower is still there.
And there's people walking around as normal.
Still people walking around as normal. People are tending to it. There is a dragonborn paladin now with what appears to be a human wizard. And the two of them are standing by the gate, looking like they're prepared for anything that might come out.
All right. I guess let's hop on out and approach them and have a little conversation with them.
All right.
That was a good plan.
You are Cor, eh? I say to the Dragonborn.
Corvan Danimus, Dragonborn Paladin of Bahamut.
We have heard of you. We spoke yesterday with Walter. He asked we come here and explore maybe the tower a little bit for him, eh?
You're going inside then.
Apparently.
Well, watch your back from the outside. Make sure nothing circles around to get you. It's been odd here lately.
Yeah, that hanging around at the back is usually my job, eh?
Well, we'll cover your back from the back.
Fair enough. Is there anything like that is there anything we should know going into here? Like any information supplementary that you might know, or is just weird stuff been coming out as a general rule?
We had a brutal security system, and we are no longer in control of it.
Do you have any more description than that? Because that seems pretty important.
A lot of traps. There's a spirit intelligence that runs the tower.
And I'm just...
It no longer wants you inside, eh?
Well, it's may not be in control anymore. We're not hearing the familiar voices we usually hear.
What do you know of Black Wind, eh?
Black Wind. He's a madman. Found a way to incredible power, and all he ever wanted to do was sow chaos and death with it.
Well, I'm very much against the death part of that, eh?
We lost a lot of good friends trying to trap him.
Sounds like if you put me and Guy together.
So if I got the story right, Cookie took this black wind away from here, eh?
Yeah. Took him out. He's probably going to the desert, looking for a portal to the dead realm.
Oh,
I'm going to talk to you more about that after we come out of this tower, eh?
And I hope you come out just fine and able to talk about it.
You might want to stand back. I sometimes come out to places like this at a really high speed, eh?
All right.
group huddle? I turn to the others and ask.
I love the way you put that forward. Group huddle?
Because I'm just confused at this.
Infantry goes up on their tiptoes.
All right. And you all have your astral forms again.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so Whisper probably looks like deep space now.
Yeah. Whisper. There's like a star field on Whisper.
Nice.
Does Richard's arm look a lot different?
It's the same. It's the same way that it's all like thick patches of bark on it now, but they're a bit mossier and a bit more flowery here with these
Okay.
kind of sprites floating around.
And I will ask later when it's more relevant what my packed weapon looks like.
Absolutely. You definitely you look more verdant here
Yeah.
than you do in the real world. Yeah.
So we're all huddled up, and it's just like I'm just like, okay. So he just told us where we think Cookie went. So we have a real decision on our hands. Is this more important than that? Is this more dire than that? Because we have the goblins at the keep on the other side keeping whatever's coming out at bay. And I'm not saying that it's necessarily like the best scenario, but is it more important that we do this or that we go help find Calazar and Cookie?
I think this does help find Calazar and Cookie, eh?
I'm on the same page with Guy.
Okay. I just wanted to verify.
I think there's something in this tower that helped him get out. And I think if we have to clean the tower, fix the tower, so if Cookie can't get this guy to the realm of the dead, we put him back in here, eh?
Okay. That sounds fair. I would like to say, though, that as soon as we get done with this, I'd say we all probably would agree that that's our next step. That's where we're going.
Oh, definitely.
Faster than you can possibly imagine, eh? I don't want that, and I point at the fallen crab shack, to happen to ours, eh?
Mm. All right. Then onward we go. And I'm going to go. Oh,
Before we go in, I'm going to use Armor of Shadows just to cast Mage Armor on myself.
All right.
I'm going.
Richard is going to take out his packed long sword now because I've switched it from the short sword
Excellent.
just in preparation.
Just ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to be holding my. Oh, did the staff? This is a Richard thing, but I want to know because I'm curious. How did that staff end up working out with the growing and the?
It's like there are vines clutching it, but it's not fully integrated.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'm going to be holding my staff of the python, kind of preparing to just poke at the floor ahead of me when we go in.
Okay.
It bends with my arm, though, right?
It's like you have a stick tied to your arm. It doesn't bend with your arm, but it's on like your upper arm. So you could reach over and grab it, or the vines could just pass it down to your hand.
Okay.
But it's not fully integrated. It's not like a part of you right now.
It will be.
So I look on my shoulder at Twitch and say, okay, buddy, you know the deal. This time it won't be 4 days. I got the brazier still in my room, eh? Try not to die, but at least it won't be a long time. And I put him down on the ground. Go in and tell me what you see, eh?
And he brushes his mustache and he goes inside.
And I put my hand on the wall so I don't fall over. And
Okay. All right. Oh, Guy,
Richard's
it's
packed
so
weapon-
bright in here.
Never mind.
It's so bright, but the room, it doesn't go anywhere. It's just a very bright room.
There's no doors.
There's no doors.
Okay, this was absolutely no help at all. I'll be there in a second. And I step into the room.
All right.
Because I'm an idiot.
Takes a very brief look at his packed weapon and then walks in.
All right.
Follow after.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna take Handy off the top of my hat and put him under my hat and just be like, just make sure it doesn't fall off. And then
And if you're really feeling it, maybe a scalp massage, you know.
No, occasionally it happens, but you're not sure if it's out of frustration or love. All right.
Trying to figure out how to get in.
So you guys go inside. And I'm just loading up your tokens here. But in this space, these bright stone tiles are beneath you. And you're in this square room, but the room itself has no ceiling. And if you look up, you can see rooms floating all over the place in this shimmering, almost dreamscape.
So how close
They
is the
have
closest?
walls and they have floors, but you can't see ceilings on them.
Well, that's interesting.
How close is the closest, like the one closest to us?
The one that's closest to you guys, you think it's probably at least 75 feet away.
Ooh.
And maybe 40 feet up.
Okay, anybody got any ideas to get up there? Because I don't jump like that for sure.
You said it's 70 feet away and 40 feet up?
Yeah.
Like, does that mean... I'm trying to figure out what that means.
So it's like away and up.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
So is it fair to say that this tower is much bigger on the inside?
Yep. It's much bigger on the inside. Well, all right. Do you guys want to examine this space?
I want to, search. I'm looking for runes, triggers, anything, not specifically traps, but more trying to figure out a way to make one of the rooms come down.
Okie dokie. Give me that check. Let's save my changes. Who do we have? What do we got here? All right, so investigation 15.
Yeah.
That's enough. You do find a section of the wall that looks like, you know, those puzzles that you get in like the cereal box where it's like an image and there's one piece taken out and you have to shuffle around the tiles to make the image. It's basically one of those. And it has a bunch of like numbered panels on it.
Are they in order, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
No, they're in just like a scattered order.
Oh, I mean, are all the numbers there?
Yeah, it's a 3x3.
Okay.
The numbers are the first one is a blank space.
Yep.
Then it says 1, 6, 4, 2, 8, 5, 9, 3.
Oh, right.
He's an idiot. I know this, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
All right. I need you to do a check to see if you can complete this.
Okay. Just straight intelligence, or?
Yep. Give me a straight intelligence check to see if you can do this.
I can't count to 8.
Nope, you're frustrated and you can't quite get it to go where you want it to go, but eventually you start to notice that actually everybody else do a perception check.
Because I'm sitting over there.
Yeah.
Someone clearly did much better than everyone else.
There's nobody can ever see anything when we need them. It's just like, what are things? I don't know. I've never seen them.
I can see it.
Yeah, no.
Really bright.
Yeah, Penn sees everything. Penn, you look up and you notice that these rooms are shifting around
Oh.
as he's messing with this thing.
I'm going to just kind of put my hand on his shoulder while still watching see and be like, Guy, that's the map. And I'm just going to kind of direct his like sight as he moves one over to look at the one moving.
I start experimenting. Like I pick the one that moves and move it back and forth and see what moves.
Okay. Which one are you trying to you do find the one closest to you?
Yeah.
You do find a way to make it move.
Okay. And I will try and get that one. Well, do the experiment, right? Move it up and see what happens. Move it left, see what happens, and then try and get it to come down.
You can get it to the corner, and as you get it to the corner and move it down, it begins to move directly above you.
Okay.
And when you move number 2, that's this room moving. So you've moved it, and now that it's directly above you, a small blue circle lights up in the center of the room.
Okay, I think that's the elevator, even though I would have no idea what an elevator is. Never mind. I think that's the way we get up.
Richard is just going to. He's the defender. He's going to go in through first.
All right, you're going to go through first?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll be right behind. This is the mage tower. This is my jam.
I think I mislabeled people. That's okay.
I think there were 2 of me for a minute.
Yeah, there are 2 of you.
There are 2 of you.
Grabbed 2 of you. What did I do?
You lost our fire halfling.
2 pens. This cannot stand. All right.
Now, more than any of the other quests we've got, I want to find out Keithree's backstory.
Right? It's coming up. It's coming up.
Kill me until I find that out.
To excuse the pun, Keithree's stuff is on a slow burn.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. I said, excuse the pun. Okay. So you are risen up into room 2, which is roughly the same size, but you find in room 2, make a perception check. I'll tell you what you find because I jumped ahead a little bit.
All of us, or just
Well, Richard's gone through first, so just Richard.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Dang it, Don. You took all the good rolls.
All right.
You levitated up, so you got there at the same time as he did?
I can't quite levitate that far. Not yet. Soon. Okay. So you get into the room, and as you get into this room, you notice something round and metallic nestled into the corner of the room.
Oh no.
Richard's going to walk towards it. And as he's far enough away from it, he's going to take a spear and give it a bit of a poke with the base of it.
All right. As you're walking over to it, you guys hear a voice echoing throughout the tower. I'm afraid this section's now off limits.
You don't understand. We're the landlords.
As you step on one of the tiles, Richard?
Yep.
It sinks. And as it sinks, from underneath the tile behind it, a blade launches out at your ankle.
Yeah.
Make a dexterity save.
I'm screwed.
All right.
Yeah, I'm screwed.
Yeah, it's a higher number than that.
It's only damage.
That's 5 damage. And is this wooden leg or foot leg?
Please be the wooden leg.
I want you to roll a d6 and tell me whether odd or even which one is your real foot and which one is your wood leg.
Okay. His odd numbers. His first step would be his dominant leg, which is his right leg. So let's roll. Ah, it's the wooden one.
All right.
And something happened. The map disappeared. On
Oh, whoops. That was me. I accidentally moved the map around because I didn't put it on map layer. Hang on. Whoop.
We all flew into nothing.
Disrupted everything, and it all goes to just madness. All right. So even numbers was the wood leg?
Yes.
Okay. So it shears off a section of your wood leg.
This is going to be a god damn it. I'm going to have to grow it again. Oh, it's easier to grow a foot than it is to grow a foot.
Yeah. But you still feel the pain, and it hurts quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for Penn to grab the foot. Just his hand mounted on a foot, hopping across the room.
And as you pick up your leg, the blade slides back and the tile comes back up.
Ooh.
Watch your step. It is very dangerous in here. Welcome to my mage tower.
We all in there at this point, or?
Well, I mean, Richard went in first. Are you guys following him?
Yes.
I would have
yeah.
gone in after you, but not
Alright.
moved.
I would have been in last, but I would have been in.
All right.
Just going to gingerly put my foot back on the now sheared off bit.
Oh yeah, no. When it pops back up, it actually like rattles around like a coaster when you bump a table.
Yeah, I'm just going to see if I can just kind of grow them back together.
You take some root in it. It sits a little loosely at the bottom of your foot, at the bottom of your leg for a little while, but
Okay.
Do we hear this voice?
oh yeah, you guys, it echoed throughout the entire place.
This
Maybe
is,
check every room before we go walking around, Dave.
Yeah, and perhaps I might be able to use my new robe and maybe not trigger stuff.
You don't trigger stuff if you're not walking. Hey, that make perfect sense.
Perhaps, unless the trigger is not, stepping on something, then we're screwed.
you can also have your sight on, so you might be able to see if anything's gonna.
Ooh, yes, I will use Eldritch Sight.
All right.
Is the long and the short of this going to be? You need admin permissions to be in here. I am.
That's right. We are.
You
This is
turn
our
your
tower,
Eldritch
didn't it?
sight, and you can see magical energy just kind of like surrounding this metallic object, this kind of metallic orb at the corner of the room.
Well, that thing is definitely magical.
It
I'm
doesn't
gonna.
feel like it's malevolent. Like this feels like almost like a life force.
Ooh.
Richard is
Awakened mind. Try and talk to it. Say, hello there. We're here to help.
Here, you're just seeing how long I could do it.
I was waiting.
Yeah. Static.
Okay. I'm gonna levitate and on over to it.
All right. You levitate over to it. Are you going to reach down and pick it up?
Yes.
As you levitate over the trap that Richard triggered, the voice says, "Oh, someone's cheating. You're going to be docked points for that. I'll remember it." And as you pick it up, it's a metallic head. And it has a metallic face on it, and caught like etched into the forehead of this metallic face is MT1.
Oh. Hey, I that used to communicate.
he didn't play by the rules, so he got disassembled.
So I guess we're putting him back together again.
Guess that make us all the king's horses and all the king's men, eh?
You can
And
try,
He's Empty Dumpty, eh?
but I think you should worry more about surviving. And then with that, all the rooms move and shift around again.
All right, buddy, you're starting to piss me off, eh? You're a squatter in somebody else's house. Get the hell out.
And spikes erupt from both sides of the walls in your guys' room.
Like far enough to impale us, or like
Not quite far enough to impale you. Just so Guy, Pen, Kithri, the spikes come right up to here on you guys. So I guess Kithri would be over here.
stop antagonizing it.
So on the wall that Pen, your back is up against, that's where the spikes are out. And Kithri, the wall that you're facing, that's where the spikes are out.
Right, so north and south.
Okay.
How long will it take for them to get out? I don't know, but I'm going to start moving these spikes now.
Oh shit.
Oh, cool.
This is what I love about insane megalomaniacs.
But we'll get to that.
Too easy.
You're going to say it.
No.
Oh, bugger. Bugger. Oh, good adventure. Thank you. Thank you. I love
As we journey into the horrors of the Mage Tower.
Oh, yeah. And that's just the four of us. Never mind what's in here.
Yeah. I love it.
All right.
I love it.
So thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thanks so much to the audience and their participation in the chat window. Thanks again to my wonderful players. Of course, Guy has another video up about character creation. You should go check that out on Dirty 20 on YouTube. Pen is playing. What new game are you playing right now, Pen?
I'm actually playing the Moose Man, which is I honestly forget all the details about it, but it's actually like a cultural piece that just kind of tells the story of some tribes and old legends of sorts. So I'll have that up tonight, actually.
Excellent. So be sure to check out Pen at Noctum Sky on YouTube. He's got some new videos up there. And what's going on at Roll for Initiative this week?
We've got a couple videos coming out, but I have forgotten what they are because I edited them a couple. They're
In a haze.
It's very late.
as it often happens. But definitely check out Roll for Initiative. They've gotten some incredible content, and you guys have reached a recent milestone at Roll for Initiative for a number of subscribers, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
So-
we just recently went over 1,500. So
Nice.
Congratulations, Roll for Initiative.
Nice.
Richard, have you got anything going on? Any
Actually,
projects you want to plug?
I do.
Oh, well, then, tell us more.
This is actually check out our website for the Mercs of Mischief, and check out the blog posts for Memoirs of Richard, more intricate look into Richard's brain of the Adventures of the Warlocks.
That's at mercsofmischief.com.
That's pretty
Yes.
cool.
Click
That's pretty
blog in the top menu there.
Yes, and I should have another one out hopefully by Thursday, if
Excellent.
not Friday by the latest.
Well, we'll look forward to reading it. All right. Well, thanks again, everybody, for joining us. And until next time, when the Warlocks meet, class dismissed.